Mrs. Vickers here, your English teacher. Welcome to the new school year. These are recorded lessons that you are going to have, and I will show them in our Google Meets, the actual live lessons. But the actual recorded lesson, like you're seeing right now, will be posted so where you can go back and watch it anytime if you don't remember how to do something or if you just want to review it, whatever. So this is part of the recorded lesson. Um, to start, I am just so excited that I get to have so many of my students from last year. Again, I really feel like our year, like we got robbed of our year last year. And so, I always look forward to the end of the year because, you really feel like you know your kids and everything like that. So, um, I am excited to get to still have a lot of you this year. Um, Having said that, I look forward to getting to know the rest of you who I didn't have last year. Um, I know that there was a great group of sixth graders last year across the board, not just our team. So, yeah, welcome to Team Jedi, everybody. I love Star Wars, so Team Jedi is a good fit for me too. Um, First thing, kind of a little bit of get to know me. If you had me last year, you probably know a lot of this. But I'm going to click right here on the website that you can see about Mrs. Vickers. So I got a nice little picture here. I think this is from last year. I don't know, maybe the year before. I think it was last year. But this is my 7th year at Carithers. I started off teaching 7th and 8th grade, so 7th grade is very familiar to me. But the last 4 years I've taught 6th grade, so um, it's a change for sure. Also, I've been married for 13 years. Yes, to my high school sweetheart. We met my senior year, our senior year. We're the same age. And we have 2 beautiful girls right now. Miranda is 4 years old. Lorelai is 2 years old. And I am due with my 3rd baby, a boy this time, on September 7th. So he's still cooking right now. He's in my belly. So he'll be out shortly, and I'm sure you will see him on some of our meets. Next thing, I got like a little checklist here. Just make sure I'm gonna go through all the things I need to. Next thing, I want to go over some kind of norms and expectations, kind of rules, I guess you would say. First of all, if you can be at our live meets, just be at our live meets, okay? If you are in your pajamas, it's probably not the best for you to feel like you're really learning, but I'd rather you be there than not be there, okay? Um, but here are some norms that I kind of found, and I really liked them. Be on time. That's how I can make sure that you're going to be marked for attendance. If you're a couple minutes late, still show up because I will hopefully still be able to see that you attended, right? And that will help for your participation, and it will help you just to be able to keep up with our material. It is a little different than last year with NTI, so we really want to make sure that you are getting the most that you can out of this NTI time. Presentation, that means how you present yourself. That's, again, if you're wearing pajamas and that's the best you can do, show up. But if you can really, present yourself in a good, responsible way, because going to school right now, this is your job. If you can do that, then, please do. Make sure that we can see you. That's going to help if you have questions. You can type it in the chat, but you can also, raise your hand and hopefully I will get to you. You want your mute on. It's not that we don't want to hear from you, but the main reason that you need your mute on is because sometimes if you don't have it on, my sound can go out of your computer and then back in the speaker. Okay, so it's almost like it's going to, you're going to hear me twice or 3 times or whatever. So please keep your mute on. Headphones are good if you have them. Sometimes I will wear them, sometimes I won't. Honestly, it probably depends on if my kiddos are up running around. While I'm recording this video, they are, so that's why. Headphones. Participation, try to pay attention and be focused and actively engage. If I'm asking a question, even if you don't have a question, say no in the chat. Like, nope, don't have any questions. It just helps me to know that you're there And not that I have to check on you, but it lets me know that you're there so that I know whether you have a question or not. I can't see you in person, so this is the best we can do. And chat responsibly. I am not opposed to little bits of information, being shared in the chat. You are human and you want to talk to your peers. But see, I got toddlers over here right now. But in your chat, right, try to keep it minimal with that stuff. There are other places you can have chats. In the actual chat, with our videos and stuff, try not to just be talking back and forth about what you did this weekend, because when you do that, thanks. When you do that, it takes away from the actual lesson. People are focusing on what you did this weekend instead of what's being taught. All right. Also, an expectation is during your Google Classroom, you will need to go to your stream right here, and I'm just using 703 as an example. You'll go to your stream here, and there will be a question posted every single day. That is your daily participation. If you want to keep up with what we are doing and make sure that your participation is showing up, then you have to answer those questions. That is the only way to do it. All right. Now, there will be a question posted daily. I will try to keep up with those every single day, but by the end of the week on Friday, I may go back and put all those in to Minute Campus at the same time, right? I may do them one at a time. I may do them all at once. So as long as you comment on those daily questions, then you'll get your participation. All right. Your schedules are actually listed on my website. This is an easy. Shh. Your schedules are actually listed down here on my website at the bottom, where it says each of your classes, and you can click through the slides right here to get to your particular schedule. Just want to make sure you know where that is. And one thing that I definitely want you to see, can't remember if I already said this, but your Meet links are going to be here at the top. Okay. This is where you're going to need to click in order to get to our live sessions. Okay. Also, one thing that I always, when I taught 7th grade, I did this every single year. All right. Sorry. If you hear little ahs in the background, my kids are watching The Little Mermaid. So that's what's going on. But one thing that I always told my 7th graders, 7th grade sometimes feels like this weird in-between year where you're not, just coming to middle school. You're not really going on to high school. But it is your most important year in a few different ways. In one way, because this is the last this is the last full year that you're going to have on your transcript before applying to high schools. Now, some of you may just go to your homeschool. That's okay too. This is still your last year that you're going to have fully on your transcript, because when you're in 8th grade, you start applying for schools in October, November, December sometimes. Okay, so you're not going to have a ton of grades necessarily, and you're certainly not going to have your full year before you would need to apply or send that information off to whatever school you're going to go to. So 7th grade is actually a pretty big deal when it comes to that. Now, some of you don't believe me there, but you'll see next year, if you don't believe me, that you won't have all those grades from 8th grade. And so they're going to look to your 7th grade stuff. That's also true of how involved you are. And I know that some of that is kind of being changed because of NTI, but that's just something to keep in mind once we go back to school, which we will inevitably go back to school at some point. When we go back to school, that's something you need to keep in mind. 7th grade is really important. So if you can join the chess team or the archery team, or, a sport, or, whatever, then it's a good idea. 7th grade is a great time to do that. Also then by 8th grade, then you can maybe be in a position of leadership in those groups. Something like Beta Club, which I have no idea what Beta Club is going to look like this year. So, just I'll keep you posted. But if you're in Beta Club in 7th grade, even if you weren't last year, then when you get to 8th grade, you have the possibility of being in leadership there. So that's a good thing. All right, really quick. We're going to just do a very short little kind of overview of what this first lesson is about. So it's really kind of saying, hey, how you doing? This is what's expected. But I also do want to have a little bit of a lesson in here for you. So we are going to focus on our own culture and building community. I try to always sort of build community within a class, whether we're in person, NTI, whatever. So this is how I've chosen to do it this time. First of all, culture. I was going to show the definition. Where'd it go? Oh no. Okay, here. The arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. The customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. And you're like, wow, Miss Vickers, that's great. Now, what the heck does that mean? Okay, so I have a little bit easier. This is actually, it's on the webpage as well. Let me see if I can click over real quick and show you right here. And it's a pretty good one. It shows all the different things that goes into culture, right? So your language, medical cures. I mean, I know that might seem silly because a lot of us have the same sort of medical cures here in the United States, but that's not true. Your background may influence that. There's a lot of like Chinese medicine and that kind of thing that I'm aware of, but there's more if you have some in your household that you think is different than somebody else, you might put that in the chat. Religion, right? You all don't have children yet. But food, art, celebrations, jokes, okay, your manners, some things that are okay here are not okay in different countries, right? Here, if you blow your nose in public, people might kind of be like, ooh, but it's fine, right? In Japan, I know, for instance, blowing your nose in public is a huge no-no. Don't do it. They consider it extremely rude. So, things like that. Clothes and work schedules even. And like your ethnicity would go in there too. Here's a different kind of, okay, sorry about that. As I was saying, so we have ethnicity, which is a part of that. Nationality also, gender, and how that gender is expressed in your culture, in your background. So how being a female is expressed in the United States is not necessarily the same way that being a female would be expressed in India or in, China or South America. Okay, there's going to be different things that go along with that. So this is just a couple more that I thought could be added to that other one. One more thing, and I think I will try to put these either on our website or on your Google Classroom. We'll see where I end up putting them. But this one is really, really good. It goes into a lot of depth. So you have your surface culture here, things that everybody can see. It's not really tied emotionally for most people. That's why it says emotional level, relatively low. Your music, your drama, your dance, the literature, right? Different books come out of different places and they have different kind of stories behind them too. Deep culture, concept of personal space, right? In like France, for example, when they come up to people, a lot of times they'll kiss each other on the cheek, that kind of thing. We don't do that. We would consider that very strange if every time that you met somebody, you kissed each other on the cheeks. All right. But for them, that's normal. Let's see. That's good enough. You'll see this. We're just trying to give you a general outline of it. All right. And again, I'll post these probably on the website, actually. So, all right. Here, Google Drive. Oh, I don't think you need to see my Google Drive. I think you just need Yeah. All right. So every class will have their own. So this is just 701s as an example. Um, and what I want you to do, because I want to try and build a community here. You may not feel like a class right now because of NTI, but you are. And so I want you to be able to, in different ways, interact with one another. So I already did a slide. I want you all to do a slide. Okay. And I have my same slide in all 4 classes already. So this is like what makes us who we are. All right. For me, what makes me who I am, I like to bake. Okay. Especially cupcakes. That's why there's pictures of cupcakes there. Um, I really enjoy volleyball. This right here, this is actually me. I was probably, I don't know, 17 or 18 years old there. Um, but yeah, volleyball was a big part of my life. I played travel volleyball. I played high school. I even played in college for a year before I got married. Got married at 19. Um, yes, that's crazy. I know. But here's my husband and I. Here's my 2 girls and baby boy. That's an ultrasound picture because he's not here yet. I love nature, especially water. I feel very calm around water. Um, all right. Um, but yes, water is very calming to me. Something else that I really enjoy doing is, um, okay, we have a joiner, which I'm sure will be a normal occurrence. So this is Lorelai. Lorelai, can you wave? Yeah. Okay. So some of the things that I enjoy doing, painting, poetry, and journaling. I don't do them that much because of the little ones, but I do enjoy that. I'm also a Christian. Have this up here in the top corner. I'm an Orthodox Christian, which basically is sort of like Catholicism. Most people are not really familiar with Orthodox Christians or Orthodox Christianity, but so you have a patron saint, and my patron saint is Saint Ida. If you ever want to look her up, ITA. Pretty cool. Down here in the bottom corner, it just kind of breaks down like who I came from, like my ancestry, right? So they have like ancestry.com, they have 23andMe, which is what my husband and I did. And it just kind of tells you like what your actual breakdown is, because so many of us are just, a bunch of different things all put together. And so it was kind of neat. I'm 48.4% British and Irish, 34.7% French and German, etc. And like got a little Italian in there, some Scandinavian. It's pretty cool. And I really enjoy doing that because these days you don't even really know what you are sometimes. You feel like a bunch of different things. Real quick though, I want to show you a few little things. So what I want you to do with this assignment is I want you to find a slide. There's a bunch of slides, blank slides. So you just find one. And there are some things here, but you can click on it and you can, delete them if you want. Not that way because you can't that way, but like, let's see. You can add in your name. So, this obviously is not my slide. Whoops. But you can add in your name. My goodness, if I could type, that would be good. Okay. And then, you can make it fancier, highlight, pick your fonts. One thing that I know a lot of you will probably want to do, you can right click the background, change background. When you do that, you can actually just choose a color, or you can choose an image that is saved to your computer, your Chromebook, whatever. And then you hit done. So that's what I did on mine, is I found a picture. It's actually some feathers, you can't tell, but those are some of my favorite colors. So also, you can insert an image. You can upload from the computer. You can search the web. You can go to your drive. You can actually even do your camera if you want to take a picture of yourself and put that on there. But I want to just kind of give you a little bit. If you have questions, obviously ask me. Not a big deal. Whoops, move that back. Okay, and I'm going to take my name off of this one because I already have a slide. But even if you don't want to do it right away, if you have a favorite number and you just want to go through and say, ooh, I really like the number 6, and just put your name on it. And that way, when you go back to do it tomorrow, the next day, you have your favorite number. So you can claim the slide with your name, even if you haven't completed it yet. Reminder that I can see the background of what happened here. So see right up here, document editors can see your view history for this file. So I can go back and I can look at the history of this document. So if you are messing with someone else's slide, I will know that you did it because it will tell me, this person did this to this slide at this time. Okay? Don't mess with the people's slides. It's not nice. All right. All right. And having said that, I think that everything that I wanted to include in this first video is now in it. As you're watching this, you could have been typing in the chat of our live Google Meet. Or if you were watching this recorded, you can always message me via email or text. I said that in the website walkthrough that we did. But up here, it's actually a Google Voice number, but you can text that number. Just tell me who you are, and then I can get back to you that way. Honestly, the easiest way, though, probably Google Classroom. Okay? Very, very easy. But any of these ways are fine. Totally fine. All right. Let me know if you have questions. This will be your first assignment. Assignments are always going to be due on the Monday following when they were assigned. So like this is assigned. It's not actually that. So this is assigned today, the 26th. It will be due on the 31st. But that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to do a slide, which I think you can handle. All right? Sounds good. Talk to you all soon. Bye.